Hello guys, I'm White Up Gamer along with Mike Pearce of Jurassic Explorer, as you may know, the amazing Jurassic indie game. And we're just going to have a little chat, all sorts of things, Jurassic Park and what they've got planned in the future. So, hello Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, how are you?
I'm not too bad, it's the weekend, like we've literally just said prior to recording, so everything's all good.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk some Jurassic with another Jurassic fan.
Well, if you don't like Jurassic Park, that's who are you?
Yeah, why are you even watching this channel?
Exactly. You're the one person that watches you. Congratulations. So I'm basically congratulating myself. There you go.
Yeah.
So
well, it's interesting. There's been a few things happening in the Jurassic thing, like a community lately, because we're kind of in between that stage of waiting for the next movie and all the news with that. But then we've also got a lot of things coming out about the Jurassic World tour shows that are coming out, the building construction of the Jurassic Park, like the Jurassic World theme park and Universal Studios. So like that's the type of stuff I've been following. What have you been like keeping your eye on in the community?
Yeah, just keeping me on most things just to see what pops up, because they say there's no news, but there's kind of loads of news at the same time. Like in terms of the movie, don't expect to hear anything about the movie as yet because it's still over 2 years away. But we recently heard about that is the Battle for Big Rock, which is supposed to be like a live action movie coming out before that new spin-off for Fast and Furious. So, I mean, we recently found out that Bryce Dallas Howard was in Ireland filming for that.
Yeah.
Which was
they said that there might be like animatronic animals or something. Like,
yeah. Which was mad because these things usually leak and everybody knows about it, but nobody knew about this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
I don't know what it's going to be. Like, I initially thought that, like, especially because they said it's with Bryce Dallas Howard and stuff, I thought that maybe they were, for some reason, recording something for the Jurassic World ride. Maybe, like, some video footage of that, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know they are, Chris Pratt and BD Wong are reprising their roles to do, like, a video for the new ride, so that is something, I guess, but it's going to be exciting to see what they do with this. I mean, they're obviously updating it for modern day audiences, but I do think Jurassic Park's kind of irrelevant because it's nearly 30 years old, but I think a lot of people still go for the Jurassic Park stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw everybody reacting to it, like switching over to Jurassic World and how sad it was, like the final ride, like when that happened and stuff like that. Like everybody's kind of sad, like it's the end of an era. I don't think many people really necessarily wanted it to replace Jurassic Park. They just wanted something added so then it can fit in with Jurassic World.
Yeah, it's an update, but it's like, oh, let's scrap Jurassic Park because that's so long ago. It's all about the world now. So, I mean, it did need up. Did you ever go on it yourself, or?
I didn't. I haven't left my state like at all. I've never been on a plane or anything, so I've never had the opportunity to go to Universal Studios, but I would have loved to go on the ride because I've experienced all of the rides through the magic of YouTube videos.
Oh yeah.
Like most people who can't afford it. So yeah, I would love to. It looked really fun, and there was some like pretty scary bits with like the tunnel and the velociraptors and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what it ends up being, especially as a Jurassic World ride. Like I know that there's going to be the Mosasaurus and stuff like that.
Yeah. But... Did you see that in the trailer with the Mosasaurus going at the glass? So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. Definitely going to be interesting. What else?
But it is that kind of sad thing that, like, you know, you can, if you missed out, you can never experience that Jurassic Park ride.
Yeah, that's it. But they'd argue going, well, it's been there for 15 years. You've had plenty of time to go.
That's true.
Never mind, it'll take you 15 years to save up to get over there, but, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be gutted if you went down there, you planned to go over there, and you went one of the main reasons you wanted to go there was to experience Jurassic Park and Universal Studios, and then they
it's closed.
closed it like the week before you were due to go. You'd be absolutely devastated.
Yeah. Well, I've had the advantage of like our music producer on our team, Bernard Kaya. He works at Universal Studios Orlando.
Right, yeah.
Oh no, Florida. Sorry. And like he's the park manager and stuff. So he has like shown me all of the Jurassic stuff over there. He doesn't. I don't think he works in the Jurassic area because he said he might get sick of Jurassic Park if he did every day. But he like goes there often, and it's amazing. Like they got the visitor center, which is like I think it's called something else, but it's very similar to the visitor center from Jurassic Park, and all the rides and the attractions that they have for kids and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, that would be like amazing. But leads me on to what was the inspiration behind Jurassic Explorer?
Oh, the inspiration. I mean, you kind of see this in the documentary, but it started out really weirdly at first because, like, I think this was maybe a few weeks before the release of Jurassic World. I was incredibly excited, as everyone else was, to see the movie. And I had dabbled in doing some 3D modeling a few years before this, just like I think I would have been like 14 at the time or something. I was very young and very inexperienced, but I just decided one day to try to make the innovation center from what we've seen from the trailers at the time from Jurassic World. I successfully made it. It looked awful back then, but I did it. And I remember posting it online and having so many people say, "Oh, this is really cool. Like, you should try to like do some more like props or whatever, or, like do other locations from the park." And I started kind of expanding that. And then 6 months later, I had the entire island mapped out. I never even planned to release the initial project, which was called Jurassic World 3D Project at the time. And then as things kept expanding and we eventually released stuff that got like a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff, we kind of gathered a team together and decided, hey, let's like make this into a proper thing and let's call it Jurassic Explorer. So that's kind of where it came from.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at my video now. I filmed. The video came out in December 2017. So was it a long kind of development stage before that point, or was it like fast?
It's been in development since. So I said there was the Jurassic World 3D project. Basically, what we refer that to now is the prototype to Jurassic Explorer, because that was like a previous project where we like pretty much did the whole island, but it wasn't first person. You would just kind of like literally floated around and like you were kind of like a floating camera type thing.
Yeah.
But it gave us the experience and the energy to like map out the park and try to recreate it. And then from there, we had to start from scratch because the entire thing got corrupted. And we lost everything. But it was kind of good because we ended up like learning so much more, and having to redo things made us like take those opportunities to make them look better and improve and stuff. But yeah, all in all, it's nearly our 4th year of development as a team. So it's been quite a journey.
Has there been any like drawbacks in that thing where you think, I want to do this, but it's just turned out to be impossible to do?
There's some things, like especially from a technical side, some things, for example, our biggest thing that we've found really hard to do, and is still really challenging to this day, is adding park guests or any humans into the game, because the human character, like as a model, is a very, very difficult thing to do and get right without looking creepy or terrifying.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole technical side of it with AI and animations and making it like it would just be so much effort for something that necessarily wouldn't add, like it wouldn't be worth the development time or the research. So we've kind of like, through those limitations, we've had to work around them and get creative. So for Jurassic Explorer, because there wasn't any guests, we actually came up with that whole like storyline with Mr. DNA and the simulation machine. So like it kind of lends itself to these different unique ideas, even if there's limitations on our end.
Yeah, that's the kind of the joy for me. It kind of feels like you snuck in and nobody's around to tell you you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you don't have to wait any lines or anything. You can just go into any direction.
But still, the 3D models that you've done for the dinosaurs as well are incredible. For the small group, I don't know how big your team is, but I imagine it's not very big.
We're only a team of 5 people.
I think that some of the dinosaur models themselves are absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm just watching my old video now of the T-Rex, and I think you've got that model spot on, because you see some games like there's something not quite right about this. Doesn't look quite right somehow.
Quite Jurassic enough. Yeah. Like it's a T-Rex, but it's not the T-Rex. Yeah. You know, like our character artist Andreas, he's very incredibly talented. I don't even know, like as a team member, like all of us, like especially me and Bernard, our music producer, we both like look at the things that he does on like Discord. He'll be like posting updates. He'll be like, okay, here's like a rough sculpt of a Dilophosaurus, and then we'll return back a day later and it's completely done and textured and everything. And I'm just like, how did you do that? It looks spot on, and like the detail is so intricate. I remember we have a video on our computer where Andreas is literally recording himself sculpt each scale of the Indominus Rex for the Indominus Rex model. Like you have to do all of that, but like most of that by hand, especially in the head area. It's incredible, and yeah, he's very, very talented.
What does the future hold for the game itself? Is there many more updates to come, or I know you've got the arcade racing thing to come out eventually as well. Or what else? What's the big? What's the big? The goal at the end of the day. What do you want to achieve with the game?
Well, for this year, what we're focusing on right now, and what I'm even working on like after this interview, is our documentary called Our Jurassic Journey, which kind of covers our 3-year journey up until this point, as developers, and as like kind of starting from nothing and working our way up to a fan game and growing these skills as developers, where we could actually use them later on in any job that we might get. So that's something we're definitely focusing on now. And as a team, we've been working very hard for like 4 months on it or something. It's the first time I've ever edited and worked on a documentary myself. So it's been a very interesting process, going from like 3D modeling and programming every day to like filming and editing and all this stuff. So it's been really interesting from a creative standpoint. But that will kind of lead its way into what we will be doing in the future. You kind of get some previews there, and this year I can definitely say that we are going to do some very exciting things. And I don't want to quite like give it away, but the closest thing I can say is it's not impossible to expect a season 3 this year. So look forward to that.
Well, there you go. There's the headline right there. Season 3 coming this Christmas.
But yeah, it's hard because like I never want to specifically announce something knowing how chaotic, like chaos effect, that the game development is just unpredictable, and it's even more unpredictable when we all have our own jobs and lives, and this is kind of something we try to do on the side in our free time. It can get like impacted and slowed down sometimes, but as a team we're still very focused and very enthusiastic about this game. We're definitely adding a lot of touches like we did in season 2 that have its own feeling, like you said, the racing game in the arcade and things like that, where it is still Jurassic and it's still very much within that universe, but it's kind of this unique spin on it and this kind of fun, childish play spin on it. So we hope that we can bring the same magic that hopefully we conveyed in season 2 and amp it up a bit for season 3. Hopefully this year, but we'll see. But either way, you can expect the documentary very soon. I'm hoping at the end of June, but I don't want to say 100%.
That'll be fine. Just in time for your birthday, that'll be fine.
Yeah, happy birthday. Like, it's so hard to predict, like, release dates, especially for editing, because I'll be like, oh, I'm so close, and then I'll be like, I have to do so much more editing.
Yeah. I don't like this now. I'm going to have to start again.
Yeah. I mean, you edit YouTube videos. I'm sure even, like, if that's smaller, you still know what it's like to, like, stick to a schedule and, like, fit it into your personal schedule as well. Like, it's a lot.
My favorite thing with I edit with Premiere Pro, and my favorite thing is when I forget to save for about 20 minutes and then it
oh my gosh,
and then it crashes and you lose everything.
Oh, the worst thing. The other day I was editing the documentary. I was editing one of the second final segments on the documentary. I was very, very proud of it and everything. I worked on it for about 4 hours. And I saved I am a constant save. I save every point. Then it crashed. I went back in and it didn't save anything, despite me actually pressing save.
Oh no.
My editor has this weird thing that, like, it will forget saves if it crashes. So yeah, I lost a lot of hours, but I finished it all today and it's all back to normal. So those type of things happen. And I guess that's why timelines are so unpredictable. Like the chaos effect.
Yeah.
Chaos theory.
I've had so many kind of dumb moments. I mean, that's why I took my break recently, because I had a thing of playing when I was playing Jurassic World Evolution, and I'd press the record on the NVIDIA recorder, and I'd press the button and I'd kind of look away and have like a swig of my coffee or something and look back, and either registered or it stopped recording. So
and you pressed it again. So
what happened with, I'd record the part when I was trying to get a thumbnail, but not the actual gameplay itself, and I've done that. Kind of like scrapping a whole like creative build on it, because I'd basically done that with 2 episodes. I'm like, well, I can't continue it now because I've missed half of it out.
Oh yeah, I've done my own Let's Plays on my personal channels, and I've done that type of thing before where I've hit record, forgot that I hit record, and then tried to press record, but like it was actually stopping the recording.
Yeah.
So the whole time I've like been talking to myself sitting in my room when it's not recording at all. I go to stop it and then it starts recording.
Yeah, I did that with I think a couple of months ago with The Isle, and I'd sat down and thought I'd like record for like an hour and a half, and it was sometimes when I play it you don't see anyone, and this time I seen loads of people that was dead interested, and I thought, oh, that'd be a good one, that, and then I clicked it off, went on my files to find it, and I was like, oh.
It happens so much.
YouTuber problems.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I know you've like recently done a video where you were kind of talking about motivation and stuff. Like, we deal with that type of stuff all the time. I deal with it like with like my own personal stuff, like YouTube and 3D modeling. The team deals with it a lot, but for us, for the team, it's really good that we kind of like have, because it's a team, we kind of bounce our creative ideas off each other and kind of motivate each other to keep going.
Yeah.
But if it is on your own, like a lot of my personal YouTube stuff, it can be hard unless you've got like a humongous audience or whatever. It's really completely up to you on whether stuff gets released or not, and it can be hard to keep motivated.
That's it. I mean, because it's not like the main source of income. I mean, there's no source of income at the moment because I'm not big enough, and the fact that, I mean, especially in the early days, and I went on holiday with my girlfriend and got all these videos set up, sorted for while I was away, so I didn't have to worry about it. And then come home and check the views, and it was on 0. And I was like, it just sucked the life out of me because I worked so hard to put these videos out for nobody to watch it. And I was like, it literally just sucked the life out of me. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I panicking? Why am I panicking to do this when no one's watching it? But that was before I even had 100 subscribers. Not much has changed.
Right. Well, like, if I could give any advice, I would say just like keep up with it. Like with my channel, okay, so like I have a channel about like a Korean golf game that I've been playing since I was like 7. The game is kind of dead now as well. There's like some like private servers and stuff like that, but I still do it because a lot of my audience just still loves the game, and I still love the game, and you just have to keep doing it because you want to do it. You should never necessarily do it like, even if you should still want to put out a video even if you get 0 views, basically, and then like anything else is a bonus on top. But I do understand how it can be like very draining, where you're just like, you're working your butt off and then it's like nothing. Like, it could be hard, so I definitely relate.